Hey guys, here's the short version of the live stream that we just had. It is the question of, can Destiny dial a seed ship? So here we go. Hey everybody, I am Taylor and I'm the Stargate guy. Welcome to another live stream. We do these live streams the first Sunday of every month at around 10 a.m. Pacific time here in the US. So if you have not joined us on a live stream before, basically how this goes is that I will talk about the topic of the week. And I usually answer a question posed by one of you subscribers out there. So in the comment section, let me know what the next one should be. And then I give you my 2 cents about it. I explain the theory, and then we go to what you think about it and have you reply back. And then after that, it's a bit of a Q&A. We kind of have fun, joke around, and have a good time. So this is awesome, seeing a lot of regular people here. So let's dive into the topic. So, a while ago, Mr. Bojangles, the subscriber, not the guy from the song, posed the question that we're going to be talking about. He said, quote, could one dial a seed ship from Destiny? So, Mr. Bojangles, let's answer that. In order to really look at this question, we need to look at a couple of different things. One is dialing, 2 is the seed ships and the nature of the seed ships, and 3, the relationship between the seed ships and Destiny. So first, let's talk about the seed ships. The seed ships, if you are familiar with Stargate Universe, and if you're watching this, you probably are, because like me, you're probably a big Stargate nerd. The seed ships were sent by the Ancients from Earth about 2,000 years, give or take, in front of Destiny. The purposes of the seed ships. See, this is really going to be horrible for my lisp. The purpose of the seed ships is to go through the universe and to determine a path for Destiny to follow. So they scan star systems, they scan planets for possible resources, they make gates on the ship, and they deposit those stargates on the different planets and have it so that the Destiny can dial that planet in order to get the resources that they have scanned. The seed ships, presumably, we do not know this from the show, but from Joseph Malozzi's blog, who is an executive producer on the show and one of the writers for it, said that, or confirmed the theory that the seed ships do operate similar to the Destiny itself. It dives into a star in order to get fuel to keep going, and it gathers materials from the star systems that it passes in order to make the stargates themselves and deposit it onto those worlds. The seed ships can go and have gone completely unmanned, and that it communicates to Destiny through a subspace link, and that Destiny and these ships can dock together in order to share crew and information. So that's the very basics of the seed ship. When we first saw it in the episode Awakening, where we also met the Ursini, who are diabolical, tricky little suicidal maniacs, it's really cool. We get to see an actual, for the first time, a Stargate production line, a Stargate factory built into the ship. And it is very possible. David Reed, who helped founded Gate World, and I agree and theorize that seed ships were also used to populate the Milky Way and Pegasus galaxy with gates. Although that is not strictly speaking canon, that is our theory, and we agree on it. But I'm getting off track again. So that's basically how a seed ship operates. A Stargate, in order to operate, in order to dial another Stargate, has to meet certain criteria. One, it has to be free of... the word that came to mind is clutter. It had to have the ability of establishing an event horizon and a wormhole. So our Iris, for example, prevents some things from going through a Stargate, but it does not prevent an actual wormhole from establishing. Another one is that the ship or not the ship. Well, sorry, I got distracted by my ring. Is that the Stargate needs to have a point of origin associated with it. A Stargate who is currently in transit on Apophysis ship, for example, when traveling to Earth to destroy it in Season 1 of SG-1, could not be dialed while the gate is in transit. If that gate is at a stopped location, and the Milky Way gate system, if it is associated with a planet or in close proximity to a planet, then it can be dialed. The Destiny gates have been proven to operate slightly differently. The gate on Destiny itself does not have to be in orbit of a planet in order to dial out or dial in. Although the gate cannot be dialed in while it is traveling at light speed or close to the light speed, when it is stopped, the gate can dial out and dial back in. So that was something programmed into the original Destiny gates that are not programmed in the other, later on, the Milky Way and the Pegasus ones. So there's some basic about Stargates. How the Destiny and the Seed ship operates together, that third aspect to really answer this question. We do know that they share information via a subspace link, that the Destiny receives information from the various Seed ships, there's more than one that we know of, as to what information is in a star system, what resources are possibly there, where the gates are, and just some basic information as to those worlds and where the gates are deposited. We also know that they speak to each other as far as where they are to each other. Destiny can see where the different Seed ships are, and they can dock with each other, since the Seed ships are a lot smaller than Destiny, and they're a lot flatter. They were designed to fit together, which happens in the episode Awakening as well, when we first meet the Seed ships. So, we do know that they have the basic interaction, what the Seed ship does, and how the gates potentially operate. With the Seed ship, when our team explored the Seed ship to a limited duration, it did not fully appear that the Seed ship had a full-on gate room like the Destiny. It had similar one. It would theoretically make sense that the Ancients had a way of dialing a Seed ship when it was not in transit and board it. It would really cut down on transportation time, and it would make it a hell of a lot easier. Similar to the Destiny itself. The main question with the Destiny, by the time that it was occupied with the Tari crew, is all about a question of power consumption. The gate does take a lot of power in order to dial, and the receiving gate, although it does not have to be hooked up to a power system, it certainly does help if you want to get back. So, theoretically, since we do not know this for certain, it is not in canon, theoretically, I think it is possible to dial a Seed ship from Destiny. It can be hooked up and set up that way. The difficulty is that the Seed ship would have to have clear protocol as to what gate could be connected, and have a clear protocol with the hundreds of Stargates inside of a Seed ship that only one of them can be called upon to send a person through. The rest are dormant until they land on a planet and given a set of coordinates associated with that gate. Because if you could dial a Seed ship and it activated 100 gates on a Seed ship, that ship is toast. A lot of hard work down the gutter, and it's just, it would be horrible. So I'm betting that they did not have that programming flaw. That one gate could be programmed per Seed ship to be dialed upon. The difficulty with this is that we do not have direct evidence that this is the case. For example, when Destiny came out of FTL, the first time that we meet a Seed ship in the episode Awakening, an address that was associated with a Seed ship did not specifically pop up. It was just docking with Destiny, and even if it was close together, you can really dial it. We don't have any direct evidence that a Seed ship address ever pops up when Destiny comes out of FTL. And presumably, it's a whole range thing, but it is theoretical that they could be within range of each other. We know that those gates have a pretty damn good range. And so we do not have any direct evidence that would say that a seed ship address ever pops up. We have evidence, for example, in the episode where a couple of humans are trapped on a planet and they can go and they're left behind by Destiny and they can have to pick A or B in order to get close enough to Destiny to dial it. A seed ship address did not pop up. There were just the two addresses of planets, one before and one back. We don't have any direct evidence that Destiny ever picks up a seed ship address. So, theoretically, I believe that it is possible. However, we do not have any direct evidence to back up that theory. We do have the other evidence, the nature of the gate, the nature of the seed ship, how the seed ship and the Destiny talk to each other, how Ancient can get to Destiny, and it would make logical sense that they would be able to dial seed ships as well. It would just be a different code that they would program into a Stargate. Final takeaway from me, Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles. Love the name. Final theory is it is theoretically possible, but evidence of it being hooked up right now is not exactly clear. If SGU had gone on, we probably would have gotten evidence that that is the case. We did not get a lot of time to explore the seed ship, except for David Talford, and he's a reliable source. But he didn't really give a clear explanation as to its operation, that kind of thing. It was mainly just intel on the Orsini and that whole Telford drama thing. So, it is possible. I don't think that right now the crew could be able to do it, since we have had no direct evidence that they can. So, I know that's kind of a gray answer to the question. But basically my explanation is it is theoretically possible, but we do not have any direct evidence that it is happening. But it does make sense in my eyes, just for the ease of transportation. Because if you want to get crew to a seed ship, you don't have to, program Destiny to send out a signal to have the seed ship stop, and then Destiny hook up with it. It's a lot easier to just dial the damn thing. It makes Stargates anyway. But for the lack of evidence, I can't say for sure this is how it is. Of course, with all of my theories, I can't really say for sure this is how it is. But yes, I believe that it is theoretically possible. So, let's go to the chat section on that side of the screen. I had to think about that for a second. And see what you guys said. And then we can do a bit of Q&A and just kind of sit around and BS and have fun. And I can answer your Stargate-related questions. Or at least, hopefully, answer your Stargate-related questions. So let's see here. I guess I should look that way, as if I'm reading the comments over there, but my screen is over here, so it doesn't work. I wish I had a screen right there, so it looked like I was actually reading the comments. Shalakakanemron. Campton Kirk. Howdy. Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer, a room full of SG nerds, and no one crees back to me. Shame. It is a shame. Cree Jaffa. How about that? Did that work? Let's see here. Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer, at the Stargate guy. So I thought I'd dig through some archives and look at some of your Beard vs. Geek stuff. My, how times have changed. Yes, it has. Beard vs. Geek is a channel that I had before this and overlapped with this for a little while. I've been doing YouTube videos total for 5 years now, over the course of 3 different channels, and I will never tell you the name of the first channel because that was just horrible videos. But yeah, if you want to, on the Beard vs. Geek one, there's a whole bunch of stuff: Star Trek, Star Wars, Harry Potter stuff. There's some how to be a better man stuff, some self-help stuff, some dating stuff as well. It was kind of a hodgepodge of things. But anyway, Colton Hopkinson. Yeah, I think so. How does Blind Spot fit into Stargate? Well, the movie The Blind Spot is about a kid football player who gets taken in by a upper middle class family and is taught to be a defensive tackle, I believe. So it is theoretical that this movie, The Blind Spot, could be in the same universe as Stargate. However, we do not have any direct evidence for this to happen. So I hope that answers your question. Beto, hi Stargate guy. Do you like Stargate? No, I do not like Stargate. I love Stargate. There's a difference. um, no such thing as a dumb question, Beto. I love it. Thank you. Thank you very much for letting me pick on you a little bit. Owain of Avalon does seem logical. They would use seed ships in the Milky Way and Pegasus. I agree. Shadow's Edge at the Stargate guy. Here's a theory to think about. Dun dun dun. The ancients once ascended, created the signal they were investigating before their ascended status. I say possible due to time travel knowledge. I am not going to answer that question since that is a possible theory topic that I have written down and that I would like to make a full video about. So, Shadow's Edge, good question. It is on the list of possible topics, and I'm planning on dedicating a full video to that at some point in the future. Bada boom, hello fellow humans. Man, I lost my place. Will 2003, Michael 2003, love you show. Thank you very much. Thanks for reminding us of everything we loved about Stargate. You are very welcome, and thank you for subscribing and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Mr. Mock, Chief Engineer, weird that the ancients just forgot about Destiny. I agree. That's one of the points in the video. The ancients are idiots. Talked a little bit about that in that video. Shadow's Edge, if you read my theory above, it would explain why they forgot about Destiny. Again, that'll be a different video. Rather ascend than board Destiny. I agree. I would rather ascend than board Destiny either. I would rather ascend than, be taken over as a host by the Goa'uld, or eaten by the Wraith, or, a whole bunch of other ways to die. I agree. Moving on. Ewain of Avalon. I think a possibility could be that if the Destiny were ever damaged beyond repair, the ancients would potentially have a failsafe to dial a siege ship if necessary. Yeah, the siege ships could operate as a potential backup or failsafe where they could get to the siege ship and at least get information from it. Yeah, that would be a possibility. That would make logical sense. Granted, the ancients haven't always done logical things, but yeah, not a bad idea. Fuzzinator original. How about as soon as it plops one down, it sends a signal and test dials? It probably does. I'm guessing that, it probably does. Similar to how the Milky Way gates have a stellar drift update that we see in the episode Avenger 2.0 with Dr. Felger. That is a very likely thing, that the seed ship and the gate that is put on a planet, that there is some sort of test mode there, either with the gate previous to it, dialing the gate that we had just been plopped down and confirming the coordinates, or the ship itself sending a signal down to the planet and testing the gate. That is very likely. Again, no direct evidence, but I think that is a very good idea. Regalio, the good old days, Beard vs. Geek. Well, I don't know about good old days, but it was fun. It was a good project. I would like to eventually come back to that one day, if I can ever make YouTube an actual career. So far, that is in the very distant future. Mr. Mock, Chief Engineer, tell us the name of the first channel. No. I will give you a hint. It was about board games. That's the hint. It's about board games. Maybe one day I'll show you guys the very first YouTube video I ever did. That might be a benefit on Patreon, that the Patreon producers can see. They might get that. I don't know. If they want it, they can probably have it. But and for those of you who don't know, Patreon is you can be a Patreon producer. You go to patreon.com/the Stargate Guy, and you can sign up to support the channel, and in return, you get more awesome content. You can have a say on what happens with the show. For example, this topic right now there's a poll on Patreon about what topic we could do today, and this was the topic that won. So if you go to patreon.com/the Stargate Guy and sign up to be a patron, there's various levels, and you can get all the way up to a one-on-one video chat with me once a month, where you can sit down and talk about anything, really. Bonus videos, all kinds of different things. Patreon.com/the Stargate Guy. So thank you for that commercial break, and let's move on. Lucky Kakuni. Lucky Kakuni? Luki. I don't know. I'm going to call you Lucky. Hello, Stargate Guy. What if one of these seed ships went to the Ori galaxy and built some gates there? Is that possible? Because we know that the priests have used Stargate Network. So, Lucky, there's two parts to this. The question about Ori and Stargates. So I did make a separate video just addressing this question. The video topic was, did the Ori make Stargates, or do the Ori have Stargates? Basically, if you just go to the Crazy Theories playlist on the channel, it's pretty easy to find. There's a fiery Ori and a giant gate in the thumbnail. So that will answer that question about whether or not the Ori had Stargate technology and when and that kind of thing. I think that it is very unlikely that the Ancients programmed Destiny to fly through their home galaxy and put Stargates down in that galaxy. I find that very hard to believe, since the Ancients left their home galaxy because of religious persecution, meaning the people who were religious were persecuting them for not being religious. And so that was a very hostile situation, and they were about to kill each other, and the Ori do want to kill them anyway. So I don't think it's very likely that they would purposefully send Destiny through their home galaxy. They probably went around it, if they had to go through it at all. I mean, space is 365 degrees, and it's spherical and all this other stuff, so it is unlikely that they would have to fly through that galaxy. Marcus Warner, the Destiny seems heavily armed. It is. Why is this type of ship not the standard battleship class for the Ancients? Their ships got better. The Destiny was made millions and millions and millions of years ago. Ancient technology had improved greatly since then, and they got better weapons. They got drones, and you can see one of the previous live streams, how do the drones work. I need to make that into an actually how it works video. But there was a previous live stream about how drones work, and yeah, their ships just got better. The Destiny weapons, especially the main cannon, is very powerful, and it would have to be in order to go through the entire universe to find the point of origin and to defend against random ships that attacked it. And it must have been great because it's lasted for millions of years, going through thousands of universes. Or not universes, galaxies. But they got better. The shields got better. The weapons got better. It might have been a standard design at the time. But I just bet they became obsolete. Insights of the Ages. Love your passion, brother. Thank you, brother. Little Hollywood Hulk Hogan for you. At the Stargate Guy, I thought there was only 2 9 chevron addresses Destiny to Earth. Earth can only dial Destiny, and Destiny can only dial Earth, meaning there are no more. Mathematically speaking, there's more than 2 addresses. Whether or not they're hooked up to anything is the question. But as far as active addresses that we currently know about, yes, there are only 2. I have theorized in the past, and I continue to theorize, that there is more than one Destiny. That Destiny was a classification of ship and was sent out in more than one direction. the cosmic background radiation and the pattern, it's a pattern, not a message, a pattern in the cosmic background radiation hits Earth almost equally from all sides. The cosmic background radiation is coming from absolutely everywhere. So I theorized that the ancients, if they were going to take the trouble to learn what the pattern is and to learn more about the universe in general, would send out more than just one probe, if you will, into the universe. I theorized that they sent out many destinies in several different directions in order to gather information from across the entire universe itself to learn the pattern in the cosmic microwave background radiation stuff. But again, no direct evidence for that. It just makes logical sense. We ourselves put out more than one Voyager probe out of the solar system. So why wouldn't the ancients, if they really want to know about this, send out more than one probe and have all of their hopes and dreams lie with one ship? I kind of doubt that. They do tend to be planners. They may be egotistical, but they are planners. And they have backup plans. So it is likely that they send out more than one ship. So it is likely that they have more than one active, or two rather, active 9 Chevron addresses. Be sure to catch the next live stream, the first Sunday of the month. And you can come in and you can suggest in the comment section down below what that topic should be. 10 a.m. Pacific time, first Sunday of the month. And holy crap. First, before we leave, Miranda Tyler, thank you very much. She just gave a $5 super chat. Thank you very much for your support. The comment is, Dustin said, take my money, damn it, and I will. And Miranda and Dustin, you guys do this frequently. I'm very grateful for it. I would recommend that you go look up the Patreon page and you have your support go that way, because then you get more stuff in return. It's awesome. You can get early access to videos, a bonus video every month. There's one up there for October already. That's a blooper reel. We don't know what the November one's going to be yet, because you guys haven't suggested one yet. You can have private video chats with me once a month, or small group chats. And there's just all sorts of other stuff. So thank you very much for your super chat donation. Absolutely love it. You're awesome as always. But if you want to get some cool stuff in return for your money every single month, you can go to patreon.com/the Stargate Guy. Link in the description of every one of my videos, as well as on the main channel page. So guys, thank you very much for your support. And thank you for watching with the live stream. And until next time, I'll see you on the other side.